This is really, really shocking. So Barrister Darlington and Sheikh Gumi had another clash on live television. This time around, this one will definitely shock you about everything Sheikh Gumi said in this particular video. Sheikh Gumi issues threat against US military that want to come and protect Christians in Nigeria. So according to Sheikh Gumi, he said that Muslims in Nigeria will not support any foreign military intervention by the United States to protect Christians. The arrival of American forces in Nigeria will only provoke these groups to become more violent and target more Christians. And when he was asked, like, what does these Fulani terrorists really want? Like, what are they agitating for? Like, why are they buying Nigerians? Sheikh Gumi said that Nigeria government need to listen to them and grant them their wishes, just as they did to the Niger Delta militants. So when the interviewer told him that Niger Delta militants were only bombing pipelines and they were not killing people, you know what Sheikh Gumi said? He said that Northerners do not have pipelines. So for this reason, they are only buying people to draw government attention. Chai, my people, wonder they say shall never end. Like, this one really shocked me. This one weak me. Oh. He even told us that right now he is in Nigeria while granting this interview. So he's telling us that there's nothing Nigeria government will do. Despite public outcry to Nigeria government to arrest this Sheikh Gumi, Sheikh Gumi is telling us that right now he is in Nigeria and there is nothing Nigeria government will do to him. And also, I would love you guys to listen very well what he said here concerning this false allegation that in Middle Belt, like they are bearing empty coffee. He really said a lot of things here, and Barrister Darlington really gave him woe. Like, this video is a must watch. Watch it to the end, share it, like, and leave your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for doing so.
Well, Ahmed Gumi has accused some Christian groups in Nigeria's Middle Belt of burying empty coffins to fabricate mass killings and promote a false narrative of genocide. Reverend Ezekiel Dachamo has also come out and challenged Gumi to provide evidence to support his claims, warning that legal action will be taken if he fails to do so. Well, and that's in the video playing on your screen. I'll let you listen to what he was just saying in that video. He was talking about the graves and how he has buried a few people. I can't remember the exact number he mentioned there, but he threatened that he was ready to dig it up. And then he called on local and international media to come and witness if they have to exhume the bodies there, just to prove that truly humans are in there. We do have with us in the studio, to make sense of it. We reached out to Sheikh Ahmed Gumi to come on the show, but we're yet to hear from him. But whenever he joins the conversation, we'll take his thoughts on this conversation. Okay. Well, we do have Sheikh Gumi in already. We also have Barrister Darlington with us in the studio. And we'll be joined by some of the analysts from our Benin station. Bright Anovakuka will join us from Benin. And also Professor Emmanuel Odru-Sue will be joining us virtually now. But Sheikh Ahmed Gumi joins us virtually. Good morning to you, Sheikh Gumi.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Good to have you on the program again. We do appreciate you coming on board. And but we hear that you've left Nigeria. You're in Turkey. Did you run away? Why? Is it because Trump said he was coming around?
I'm speaking for you. I'm speaking to you from Nigeria here.
Oh, you're back in Nigeria. Good. Now, I don't know if you heard or saw the video we just played for you, where Reverend Ezekiel Dachamo, he was challenging you because he said those were empty caskets buried, but he's ready to prove that 27 people are in those caskets. And what do you say to that? Would you go there and have them exhume the caskets just to prove that corpses are actually in there?
I think because of the excitement in the country, he didn't even wait to hear or to read what I've written. It's there on my Facebook. I said the doctor wrote me about this, and I wrote, I hope it's not true.
Okay.
And I was surprised he's quoting what the doctor said and attributing it to me. I think you can, before we finish your comment, to quickly go into the Facebook and see what I wrote there. So eventually, I saw a lot of dramatization in the issue. I don't know why he was so agitated from something that is an allegation. Evidently, he's not talking about 2010 or what happened in 2010. If you can show a list of 500 Christians that were massacred, I myself now, I have a list of 1,000 Muslim families in this Kafancha area who were massacred during the 2011 riots. So what I've said is ethnic fighting between two groups, people who think they are resident and others are settlers, and others who think we have rights like any other Nigerian. This is the clash. But to bring religion into it, that is what beats mind.
Now, Sheikh, people are being massacred. I mean, you just mentioned Muslims being massacred. Christians have cried out that they are also being massacred. And the world is, some Nigerians and some in the world are saying this is a genocide against Christianity. But you've always been on the position of making peace with those that have been killing people. How does that make you feel that those you are supporting, those you are asking to, for Nigeria to make peace with, continuously kill both Christians and Muslims? How does that make you feel? Don't you think it would be, it would do the nation a lot of good if they are wiped out, erased completely, so we can have peace in Nigeria? Don't you think so?
Yes, one, let me answer you in two phases. One, phase, not phase, in two phases. One, if it's possible to wipe them out and there'll be no more bloodshed, I will lead that contingent if it's possible.
When you say if it is possible, what are the things you think that will mar that movement from happening? When you say if it's possible.
Okay, so you see, you have to look at the factors that are driving men to be so reckless, to be so bold, and to be so vicious and commit such atrocities. There is something behind them. That thing, if you don't cure it, you shed more and more blood.
Can you also light it down, Sheikh Ahmed? Earlier when you had you on the show, you say something about these people, these extremists killing Nigerians now. You quoted a part of the Holy Quran that said that it is more like the end time one, or that you gave it that religious connotation that they are doing the killings because of what is going to happen at the end of the time. When you say that they are looking for something, and until when we could kneel that which they are looking for, the board will not have peace. Can you help us actually make sense of it? Who are these people? What are they looking for? And why are they flourishing in Nigeria?
Very good. Very good. The end of time, the tribulations that will happen. And the Prophet of Islam said, if he's alive, he will annihilate them. And I'm telling you, I can, if we have the power, we annihilate them. But two, look at what is behind these people. It's ignorance, one. Then we stir the hornet's nest. So this is their complaint. They're attacking people because they said we attacked before. So now what we can do is we try to get to them and see how we can divert them. Because look, they are just ready-made soldiers, ready for evil or for good.
From where? Ready-made soldiers from where? Who made them? And how are they in Nigeria? Because recall that we have some top security personnel in Nigeria telling us that they are not Nigerians. For example, the likes of Torre Bello is a Nigerian. So if they are already made soldiers ready to attack, who made them? And why is it that their activities in Nigeria is not being checked? Now, why I'm asking this question is
let me tell you before I answer you. I just ask you who give them these leather weapons to fight. Who?
Let me land on my question, Sheikh. Now, I'm a Sheikh. In Nigeria, for example, you are once a military officer, to start with, a rank 1, a captain to start with. And, you've been all out talking about how we need to grant these people who are killing both soldiers and civilians amnesty. And then you also go all out to say that they are already made soldiers, so we have to find a way to renegotiate or negotiate with them because we kill them first. They are foreigners operating on a sovereign nation. How does that make you feel as a former military man?
Americans are talking about coming to Nigeria to do the work for others, not for Nigerians. It's Nigeria not negotiating to America. A foreign country trying to infringe on our right and sovereignty, and you're still we're negotiating with him. If America said she's going to attack Russia, immediately Russia will get their nukes ready. They will never allow Americans to come into Russia and say maybe they want to free some minorities in Russia that we are. Look, you see, you have to assess a fight and see the one you can fight and see the one you can debate and negotiate. That's just simple.
All right. Now, when I asked about, how you feel about it, you talked about America is coming into a sovereign nation. ISWAP the other time, and then, some pockets of Boko Haram members were fighting over a territory in Nigeria. This is more like having another state in another state. These are, I'm talking about non-state actors operating on a sovereign nation. Is there anything wrong at all in seeking for help from people or country with more sophisticated weapon to come into Nigeria to help take out extremist jihadists that are already causing both Muslim and Christian pains?
Mostly the Nigerian government, through the official, respecting Nigerian sovereignty, can seek help from anywhere. But for a president who is also not too far from the bandits and the terrorists who has a history of precedence, we have seen what he has done in Gaza, giving Netanyahu weapons to massacre children, women, and do that. Then suddenly, before even the gun has cooled down, calling him into Nigeria to come in and do another massacre. Who will agree with that? No government will agree with that.
Okay,
so that is the question.
All right.
So you're calling a criminal. If it's not a criminal, nobody will even raise a voice. Yes, we need assistance, but this assistance comes through our military. Our military, if empowered, they can do it.
Okay, all right, Sheikh, let me stay with you. You were on this session about, I think that was Monday last week, if I'm not mistaken, but sometime in the past, and you said that, look, Nigerians got into a debate. Trump had to redesignate Nigeria as a country of particular concern, and your position then was that, look, if Trump comes into Nigeria and harms as much as one Muslim, that the Muslim community, you were very clear on that, the Muslim community is going to retaliate in kind, and the fact that they were going to unleash terror on Christian community. You were very clear on that. And yesterday, the Pope Leo VI, said, look, there is Christian persecution in Nigeria. Trump had said it, you denied it, that there is no genocide in Nigeria. Nigerians denied it, Nigerian government denied it. Now we have the Pope say, look, there is Christian persecution in Nigeria. What's your reaction to the position of Pope Leo VI?
Well, I would say because he's already a Christian, his testimony cannot be taken. And one proof there's no genocide in Nigeria. It's like you people in the studio that are comfortably asking me and questioning me about what's happening in Nigeria. So, nobody's killing Nigerians. And most of the high-ranking officers in the armed forces are Christians. I wouldn't think they will be assisting in killing Christians, fellow Christians.
Okay, all right.
So we can say that from sentiments and other things.
Okay,
but if you ask me, are Christians involved in this violence? I said yes, they are involved as victims and as villains too.
Okay,
just like
as victims and villains.
And we are victims. Let me tell you one thing. Look, why do you think these great killings in the north? These people are saying we are taking revenge of our people that we are killed, our children. They are taking revenge and killing their own fellow Muslims in masses. Now, if a foreign country will come and kill them, and this foreign country will make the mistake of saying, I'm going to protect a certain thing, automatically their psyche is that certain thing that you are trying to protect is my enemy. And look how, and you see Nigerians, the Muslims in Nigeria, whether they are victims or whatever it is, they wouldn't allow a criminal country like.
Let me stay with you.
No, wait. They wouldn't allow America to come in here and do any military. What happened with what happened is when French. Oh, sorry.
France, you mean?
Hello. Am I online?
Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody's trying to get me.
Okay.
What happened when French was driven from the Sahel? Somebody's trying to.
All right, we'll let you react to that call, and then we'll come back. If you can deal with the call that is interrupted, so we can continue the conversation.
So you see, Nigerians wouldn't even allow the French, even though French didn't colonize Nigeria. We never allowed any foreign country to come to Nigeria. We are the ones that are invited, especially in West Africa, to go and help people, like we had in Liberia and others. So I think what we need to do is to come and sit down as Nigerians, Muslims, Christians, and even non-religious. Now we have a situation at hand. How do you attack it? How do we do it? That's why I involved myself right from the beginning before things get to this situation. I involved the police not at state level, the IG, Inspector of Police. We spoke with Chief of Army Staff then. We spoke with all the security apparatus. Look, we have a window where we can see, we can divert these people, them from this evil. But nobody is listening. But now the thing is getting out of hand.
Well, I understand you clearly. You're trying to say that you led them, they dropped their arms, Nigerian government did not play its own part, and so they picked up their arms again and continued fighting. If I understand you clearly.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'll come back to you. I have a question for you, but let me quickly bring in your friend who's in the studio here, Barrister Darlington, into the conversation. You guys went head to head the last time. Barrister, good morning to you once again. You heard Reverend Ezekiel Dajamo, and of course, you've read the reports already. What are your thoughts?
It's unfortunate that instead of things getting better, some people are somewhere fueling it. That means they are unrepentant. It is said that when you tell me your friends, I will tell you whom you are. Seriously. Moses, you people were here when we had the discussion last time. And my take, or what I took away that day was, the Sheikh said that we should be praying for northern leaders. That yes, they are the problem. He even called Buhari idiot. I don't know what that means. He said it that day. And I was thinking that with the prayer I went into, according to him, that we should be praying for them so that things will get better. And I went into that prayer thinking that, but all my prayer now is null and void, is in vain, because the northern leaders are not allowing the prayer to go into them. They are still, digging into the trenches by supporting these people. There is no reason why anybody should even have a one kind word for these bandits. No human being.
If you understand Sheikh clearly, he said, look, government reneged on its own promise, and so that has motivated the
What to promise? What are you reneging? Please, somebody answer me. How can you make a deal with the devil? He told us that he doesn't know these people where they come from, that they are not Muslims. So why are you supporting them? You were here when Kawu Barajek came inside. In fact, on camera, he told us how they invited these people from all over Africa. He said it himself, northern leader, that they invited them into Nigeria, terrorists. And he told them to come, that the jihad had started in Nigeria. He said it. Moses, where is Leah Sharibu today? That girl is a metaphor for what we are talking about. That girl that we are held against her religious wish. Is that not enough for these people to be sober and say, no, we are overdoing this, Where is Deborah Samuel in Sokoto that was burnt? Moses, are we going to call one or two? So, for anybody to sit down here and be telling us that you made the deal with who? Where are they coming from? Was it like that before 2015? Moses, he asked me a question and I want to answer him. He said, who gave these people guns? In 2016, under Buhari, he included 940 million naira in our national budget. And when we asked why, this is a private business, so why are you including it to fund the Fulani herdsmen's activity? He said, it's to build ranching so that the farmer header class will stop. We agreed. Moses, we agreed though, 940, 1 naira had value. Up to today, until Buhari finished his time and left. Did you see where he put one ranch? One like this, one ranch. Rather, at the end of that year, we saw guns. Fulani herdsmen started carrying guns all over the place. And the killing started. Why is he not talking about it now? No, please. These are issues. Look, you say Benue, Plateau, and that near Sharif. They are a metaphor for what we are talking about. Christian genocide. Let him show me one Fulani man that is IDP camp there. Let him bring one person that is IDP camp in Benue and the Plateau. Let him show me just one person, one.
All right. Let's go back to Sheikh now. Sheikh, now My question, would you support the government passing a law that every Nigerian should be armed and defend themselves against whoever is attacking them? Would you support that?
Okay, just imagine this gentleman that has finished shouting. You are giving him a gun, and he sees me passing. There is that likelihood that he will pull the trigger.
No, because the issue he was an enemy.
No. Because he was saying there is no way you talk to a devil. When he is ready to even bring a devil to his house, somebody who has massacred more than 500,000 people into Nigeria, and these people, they are Muslims. We don't say they are killing Muslims, we say they are killing Gazans. How can you bring them into Nigeria? That's what we are talking about. Number one, the Fulani is you see, you don't know their psychology. They don't cry over their dead bodies. That's why this reaction you see, this violent reaction, is all over saying that we are going to take revenge on what happened to us. So if we want to live in peace with these people, let's not kill them. Let's do to them what we have done. Let's do to them what we have done to other Nigerians. There was a time, very unfortunately, they kidnapped some very small young children from.
Sorry to interrupt.
Let me finish.
No, please. I don't interrupt. You said let's do to them what we've done to other Nigerians. Which Nigerians? Are you talking about Niger Delta, the militants there? They were not killing people. They were blowing up pipelines. Is it the same thing? They were not killing people. They were not burning down houses. They were not displacing communities in the Niger.
Wait. If there are pipelines, in this area where these bandits are, they will blow them up.
So rather than blow up pipelines, they decide to kill people.
No, you see, when you are fighting an existential war and you have nowhere to raise money, so they use kidnap. They took it from Boko Haram. They took this idea from Boko Haram. Look, we are discussing a way out. Let's bring sentiment into this issue. As a panel, what you do is let's look at how we can go out into this problem. But bringing sentiments into the issue would never solve it.
Bringing sentiments into
one, Nigerians, the red lines and Nigerian sovereignty must be respected. But Nigeria needs help. Yes, Nigeria needs help. Secondly, is there any massacre or even genocide in Nigeria? Yes, and widespread all over the country there are. But I can even say this government is doing very well. I came from Abuja, a road that you cannot pass because of the of kidnapping. Now the road is free, and the Kaduna is free now. I'm staying fine, like I'm in Lagos.
How free is Kaduna when you say Kaduna is free? Because just a few days ago,
I'm talking to you from Kaduna now.
If I'm not free, pastor was killed, some other persons kidnapped, and also we've been hearing again about killings and will I say people wielding arms again in Kaduna State to the point that communities now
a Nigerian in America just killed his father and injured his sister. Will I say America is not stable?
The number of people that have lost their lives in Nigeria. When you're talking about, the pocket.
But I'm talking about these mass killings. They have gone down. Let's be optimistic. Let's not be pessimistic.
You made a statement.
The government has put it right. So it is time now. You all come together with the government, like I've been during Barr. I was trying to encourage him to do what this government is trying to do.
I want to ask you a question. You said something in your X handle, like you said that that the engagement you have been engaging, with bandits, terrorists, and all of that, people who have killed Nigerians, Christians and Muslims alike. And in your handle, you said, that your engagement with them was legitimate, transparent, and conducted with the approval of authorities. Which authorities, Sheikh, are you talking about?
Not the approval of the authority, accompanied by the authorities. Sure. Accompanied by the authorities.
Okay, accompanied by authorities.
Yes.
Which authorities are you talking about, sir?
All the authorities, the local, the state, and the police.
And the federal government.
Well, the federal government will involve.
Okay, so now we are in a situation where the same federal government, it's accompanying you to go and negotiate with people that have killed Nigerians. And you go to a Plateau State where the president has sent emissaries to Plateau State to go and do some kind of arrangement for interfaith harmony between Muslims and Christians. Why doesn't the president say, look, people that are occupying other people's native lands, other people's homelands, the first basis of negotiation is for them to leave those lands. You are sending people to IDP camps to go and do interfaith negotiation while others are occupying their native lands. Sheikh, what's your reaction to that? Is it a way to solve this problem?
I see once we have a federation like Nigeria, there's nothing like my native land. Nigeria is for all Nigerians. That's why we have a lot of Igbos here in the north doing business fantastically, bringing things that Nigerians need. That's why you have Yorubas in every facet of life is in market. Nigeria is for Nigerians now. This mentality, tribal mentality and ethnic mentality is still what is worrying some people, especially. I think what we need to do, like you, the press should educate Nigerians. Look, even if you are a Buram, you can go to Lagos. Lagos now is filled with Yorubas and Igbos doing business. Nigeria is open. And the Southeast too should be educated that, look, allow Nigerians to come in and do business. That will live in harmony.
Now, the business you're talking about Nigerians coming in to do, Sheikh Ahmed, the business you're talking about Nigeria has been allowed to do, is it the business of people leaving their cattle to destroy the older source of living from others? If you check it out, Sheikh Ahmed, please hold on. If you check it out in what is happening in Nigeria, how this whole carnage began, go to Benue State, for example, you find out that the first massacre Nigeria ever witnessed, apart from that of the Civil War, happened to be in Benue State, where we learned about how many persons were killed. Who killed them? The Fulani headsmen, armed headsmen, bandits now, wielding their guns, were the ones that killed farmers because the farmers rose up to say, your cattle are destroying our crops. And then if you check it again, move it down, you find out that the likes of Agatu local government, Guma, West, Logo, Hukum, Otuo, Kwande, and even Taka local governments now, some communities have been sacked by armed headers who are wielding guns, sophisticated weapons, chasing people away from their ancestral home. Is that a legitimate business? And if that should be that way, why is it that, for example, in Kano, in Kaduna, and in other, states in Nigeria where we have Sharia, that people who rear piggeries are not being allowed to do their business freely because it's Sharia?
Okay, you see, you cannot table Nigeria's problem all on my table and say you want me to solve them. What I want to tell you is the clash between herders and farmers is something, even when the colonist white was there, they've tried to separate the area, have a grazing area and have residential and farming areas. But unfortunately, when government come and give land to governors, they started encroaching on these grazing areas and reserves, making cows difficult, to have space, except if there's a clashes between those who will farm their land. So what I think the federal government needs to come is really to come and demarcate these areas. And also, when the issue of ranch, I had my gentleman saying that there was a ranch. Nobody agreed. The southern states categorically refused ranching by the federal government.
Now the question I ask is still this: who gave people who are doing piggery the right or the lands for them to run their business in the core north? For example, in Kano State and in other northern states, these are also Nigerians who are businessmen who also have a way to making money for themselves. Who gave them lands? Are they being allowed to do the business and all that? Since Nigeria is a federation, and we have to open up for everyone to benefit.
Like what business are you talking about?
We're talking about people who want to do business in, for example, people who are rearing pigs, people who are doing farmlands or who are cultivating, tilling the lands, people who are doing other businesses, and even those who are selling beverages and drinks. So who give them?
And are not giving chance in the northern states. I don't think you have to cross-check your figures and see. In the north here,
thank you very much.
We are staying peacefully with all Christians here in the north. They are doing their businesses. The only places of clashes is where people have taken ethnicity over nationalism.
Okay,
that is in some areas of the middle belt.
I would like for you to stay with us for a few more minutes. The barrister here in the studio needs to make a reaction and get into other things. We will come back to you in a moment.
Okay, thank you very much.
You want to make a reaction today before you
In fact, the best time to react over an issue is the first time.
Shake and win millions of prizes with the AliExpress $1 challenge.
The best time to react over an issue is the first time. Mr. Okoro, Moses and Fina, whenever you see infamy, don't give it a chance. Don't even allow it. Because if you allow it, it will grow and have a life of its own. That is the meaning of what I'm hearing here this morning. In 1804 Nigeria, We were living peaceful with the Hausa Muslims, no problem, until these people came from nowhere. And Ottoman Danfodio admitted them and said, these are our brothers. Once they entered into Nigeria, what happened? All the Hausa princes were wiped out and they established Emirate Council. Today, as I talk to you now, no single Hausa Muslim is an emir. All of them are Fulanis. It has become a right. It has become their modus operandi. Look at how they are spreading. They don't even want us to remember or talk about these things. Why is it that every time there is infraction on the north, it's from these same people? Why? Nobody has come to ask questions. Do you need the whole Nigeria to rear your cattle? Please. Niger State have told you. Niger State is the size of the entire Southwest. They have told these people, come, we have enough land for you. We'll give you everything, build it, make everything come. They say no, they don't want. Kano State to call them, come, so that we can give you land if you want to rear your cattle. They say no. What does that tell you? It means that there is something they are looking for. But they will never come out and tell you. They'll be dodging and hiding under cattle or whatever. Why is it that this infraction is always coming from them every time? Go and check. But it's just that because this thing happened, we overlook it. We don't check. We don't cross-check. We overlook it. And now look at where we are now. Look at how they're blaming everybody for what they are caused. Look at how they are blaming everybody. Right. They are not even remorse. Moses, they are not even remorse. They are not telling us that they are killing Christians and Muslims. Must anybody die? Okay, who are the people that are killing? Is it Christian militia? Look, they will force the Christians to form their own militia with the way they are talking to defend them. I'm not joking. They will form their own Christian militia to defend them and let nobody blame the Christians because it's getting to that point.
Barrister, I don't think that's.
Are you serious? Oh, these are people that they invited didn't come. He's defending them now. Say that they are boys. Anybody that attack them, they will not vote for him. He said it. He said it in this country.
All right.
Something he cannot say in Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, when you make they declared persona non grata in Saudi Arabia. What was the reason? Moses, what was the reason? Let him tell us. But he can come here and tell provocative statements. And nobody challenges you, nobody talks. Everybody just keep quiet because it's their right to say, Abi. One of them, Mr. Moses, that the Tinubu's wife should be killed because she's an infidel. She's a Christian. Very provocative statement. And you are talking about nationalism. If that had to preach nationalism, one is always you that is causing infraction. You talk and behave as if nobody's in Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
No, let them start from somewhere. I told him, let them meet us halfway. Nigeria will be paradise. But they refuse to listen. They don't want any other person to talk or say anything. They are the ones that they should be heard. If that had to be the country, what is nationalistic about this thing they are doing? Leah Sharibu, a young girl, her destiny cut off.
All right, Barrister Darlington, thank you very much.
Cut off because of religion.
Contribution there. We have to let you go because I do understand that you have something to do in our sister station. So let's stay with Sheikh Gumi and then we'll touch on other guests as well. Sheikh, please, a very quick question. Sheikh? Are you with us?
I'm here.
Quick question. Now, this has been peddled around. Nigerians have, it's been said in hushed tones. But let me ask you, are you for the Islamization of Nigeria? Do you support the activities of these individuals? Is it about totally Islamizing Nigeria?
Islamic jurist here among you in this panel. Our discussion is not about religion now. Before I answered you, I heard my gentleman is talking about Nigeria, myself and Saudi Arabia. He's talking about Fulanophobia, I will call it now. Trying to put the whole blame on Fulani. Fulani suffered more than anybody, even in Nigeria, in this case. Because when they catch a Fulani man, in fact, they are merciless with him. They said, you are the one conniving with other Nigerians to infringe on our rights. Anyway, this, by the way, Saudi Arabia is a country which is completely different in terms of Nigeria. Nigeria, here we have freedom of speech, we have freedom of religion, we have all the things that require so Saudi Arabia is different. A Saudi scholar like me there has no chance to speak. So myself, I don't have that psychology. I don't think nobody. Don't you think even if I'm in America, I don't think Trump can silence my. He can only deny me a visa or tell me to come back to my country. You see, I have that freedom of mind and ability to speak my mind, irrespective of whether people understand or not, because I feel relieved when I say what I think is right. So Saudi Arabia is a completely different issue. You shouldn't bring it here. We pray for Saudi to be open to criticism and like any other nation.
All right, talking about praying for Saudi to be open, to criticism and all that. Some Nigerians, or rather a particular lawyer who happens to be a human rights activist, Malcolm Omohoro, have come up to, more like make a statement that you should be called in for maybe questioning and all that. How does that make you feel? Because some people are also seeing the part you're playing in Nigeria, mediating between the government and also between the authority and the bandits as a way of emboldening them. Looking at some of the statements you've made, how we should grant them amnesty, and then also how we should find a way to bring in a non-kinetic measure while dealing with people who have killed Nigerians or displaced them in one way or another. How does this make you feel?
Ignorance can produce anything. When humans don't know anything, they try to conjure. So I forgive Nigerians for saying that. They don't know. They never thought that I was doing that. Look, as a medical doctor, as a former military officer, I should be wise enough to know what I should do and what I should say that will be within the boundaries of law. I never break a law. So I'm peace with even those people calling for my this, and I would just think they don't know. I treat them as people who don't know.
All right then. Well, let's go to Benin Station where we have Dr. Bright and Neva Kuka. Dr. Bright, I do understand that you've been following the conversation. Let's have your contribution, your thoughts, really. Talking about the trouble that Nigeria is having, insecurity. What do you think is the way forward? How can we resolve these issues? The president has said, look, make peace. But then who do you make peace with? Those who want to continue to kill, or those who have displaced you and still, like my colleague said, displace people and still occupy their land while they are in IDP camps? How do you make peace with them?
Well, before I say how we'll make peace with them, I think my heart is bleeding hearing Sheikh Gumi make his statement, because it's obvious that these bandits, as it is, because I try to understand even the meaning of bandits, and I realize that bandits outside Nigeria have a different meaning. Bandits inside Nigeria also have a different meaning. In Nigeria, from the conversation so far, it's like criminal elements in their actions, as the case may be. If we don't find a problem the way it is and speak to it truly, we cannot get a solution. You can't be telling somebody whose people has been killed, whose families have been killed, and you just say them, oh, let's come and have a peace. And of course, this peace talk has come over and over and over. What has the result been? Because there is a certain set of persons who have been encouraged to do what they are name of a revenge. I think the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, need to address, even need to sit with this Sheikh Gumi and hear him say some other things, because I think in his statement, he said they are even aware. They are kind of encouraging them. If you say they negotiated for something, what did they negotiate for? What are the things that they are agitating for? When they ask about Niger Delta, they are blowing up pipelines. So because there is no pipeline in the north, they are now killing people. What is the value of life? And he also said something, because if we want to go say, let's go for peace, there are some things we need to check. That the Fulanis don't cry over the dead, just like the way the Christians or maybe some other religions do in Nigeria. It means they don't have value for life. If they have value for life, then they will cry the dead, they will mourn over the dead. One life is something that is very, very important. So if we are going to go over the issue of going forward, no, he said they don't cry. No, they don't cry over the dead.
Yeah, but
others.
I mean, I'm not talking about
that. That is the reason why.
Go ahead, please.
Yes. No, they don't cry over the dead just as the others do. He said he has a list of about 1,000 Muslims that have been killed. So if the activities of the bandits are destroying Muslims and Christians, and like, why can't we have a common front?
permit me to pause in at this point, because he also said something. He said, look, we don't understand the psychology of these people. That some of them, because we know that Muslims are being killed as well. Let's all agree that Nigerians are being killed by these individuals, these armed individuals. And he also said, look, that we don't understand their psychology. That some of the Muslims that are killed because they feel that government supports those people. Government soldiers are there to protect those people. So because they don't have access directly to the soldiers, they attack the people. Is that a good way to fight your cause? And what cause would you say that is?
It doesn't make sense. If Christians, Muslims, and others are being killed, it means Nigerians are being killed. So those who have voice, then we need to come together as a common front. Let Christians come together, and let Christians and Muslims come together to condemn that act. But obviously, from time to time, you keep seeing some element of defense. If I offend you and you cannot fight me, why go over my helpless children? Why go destroy my property? Does it actually make sense? It does not. Okay. So, listening to issues and hearing issues like this, I believe that our president should stand up to the responsibility.
Okay.
If Trump or US said they are coming, they are not coming to kill Christians, they are not coming to kill Muslims, they said they are coming after these bandits.
Okay.
If you are terrorists, if you know them, why not call them to order?
All right. Dr. Bright, I like the fact that you brought in the president once again. And talking about what the government has done or what the government intends to do, I heard Senate President Gutu Lakmadin say that, look, anytime I get information, that people have been killed, I cry. Now, he's been shedding tears, How much of these tears, has brought succor, to the families of people that were killed? Is it enough for the Senate President to tell Nigerians, look, anytime I hear that people have been killed, I shed tears, I cry? What more steps should he take beyond crying as number 3 person in the country?
You see, tears sometimes does not translate to remorse. That's why you could have, when they say tears of joy. But the fact that tears are coming out does not mean that this person is feeling the pains of some other persons. And of course, we've heard of crocodile tears. He is in position of authority. And I've said this thing over and over. There is no gainsay telling people or giving excuses. What Nigerians want is results. So he can as well, instead of crying in the Senate chamber, he can as well go meet the president and take action to say, let us put an end to this thing. He's somewhere in Abuja. Now let's look at what the president said. His people are being killed and kidnapped.
Okay. The president said, make peace. Make peace with yourselves. Let's look at that, because we are wrapping up this conversation now. And we need to talk, we need to find a solution. We need to find a solution. Okay, I do understand that there's another guest that we'll have to bring into this conversation. Talking about solving this problem, how do you think will be the best way? And then I'll go back to Sheikh Gumi to tell us, his own take on that one. Go ahead.
If you want to make peace, for you to talk about peace, it means there is a crisis or there is conflict among two parties. You don't just tell them is enough as a way of peace. You must do a root cause analysis to understand what are the issues that are leading to this conflict, leading to this crisis. Address them. If there is, you need to give what give blame. Then on that note, both parties would have been satisfied. Then you now say going forward, this is how we should operate to avoid those issues that brought about those crises. But if you just come and tell the one that is crying, oh, stop crying, and without addressing the issue, it's like you're putting blanket on fire. The fire will still be burning. At a point in time, it will burn the blanket and it will consume every other thing.
All right. Sheikh, thank you very much for staying back. Now, what sort of amnesty do you think should be given so we can have peace in Nigeria? What level? Because you say that they don't have pipelines to blow up, so they're blowing up houses instead. They're killing people instead. What sort of amnesty can be given? I mean, we're talking peace now. Let's find a solution to the problem that has bedeviled us since 2009. Hello, Sheikh.
Am I the one asked?
Yes, please.
Oh, I'm the one asked.
Yes, please.
Okay. What I think we have talked to them. They said, look, we are ready to lay down our arms. so long as we get what other Nigerians are getting. One, secondly, that they should not be arrested arbitrarily.
Okay.
Because they gave us a list of 50 of their actors that we are summarily arrested, and some of them even what they call deleted, killed. So they are ready to stop whatever they are doing if they can get guarantee from government.
Okay, so what is it that Nigerians are getting?
Let me tell you one thing now. In Katsina State, locals have agreed now with them to sit down and broker peace.
Yes,
and people are farming now.
You talked about Katsina State because
have you not heard of that story?
Oh yes, I have actually. But in that same meeting, we heard that some of those that were seen carrying guns were actually the locals and not the bandits. And later we heard there was no peace deal.
No, whoever said there is no peace deal, I think it's just so sad that a peace is coming and peace is coming back to our land. What we do now, we pacify these people, not pacify in the sense that we encourage them to do. Since they are going to stop the bloodshed, this is number one priority. Blood should stop flowing.
Okay.
Secondly, we'll see how we can use our intellect and see how we disarm them.
Okay.
How do we disarm them is by educating them and civilizing them.
Okay.
The same people that says that Western education is not good. How are we going to educate?
Oh, you are mixing apples and oranges. These ones are talking about Boko Haram. You see the point? Yes, I enjoy talking with all of you people because I really want you to understand. But I understand that you have very little knowledge of what's happening here in the north. So I can understand your anger and your attack.
So no one is angry here. We're just trying to.
No. I can see anger and temper rising for no obvious reason. You see, we are the victims of this. This is the way to go about it so that we can take over this. Okay. If we can show these people life is precious. How do you do that? Is by look, they are not even religious. So I get surprised when somebody says this is an Islamization process. These people are not even true Muslims. If you take, there's a prayer every Muslims know. That is the Fatiha. If you ask them to recite the Fatiha, they don't even know. So how can you say these people will take over Nigeria and put it into Islamic country? This is an end of time tribulations we're having. The best way out, educate these people, civilize these people, show them the value of life, the value of property. Until when you do that, if you leave them as barbarians as they are in the bush, and now they have means of imposing their own will on the people, then the cycle of violence will continue. Right. Let's go in, since they are ready for us to go in.
Okay.
Let's go in, civilize them.
Are we lumping all of them together?
Get their weapons, we give them education and take their weapons. You understand? Yes, but who is ready to spend that money? Who is ready to spend the money? That is the problem.
I'm also in the studio.
Are we lumping all of them? Are we lumping Lakurawa, Wolu, and the rest of them together? Are they all, can we get to all of them? Can you help us get to all of them?
Nigeria. But if you have the bandits on your side, okay. I'm telling you, Lakurawa will not have a footstep in Nigeria.
Oh, okay. So the bandits will now, attack them instead. And then
definitely. Because even the bandits, they have area of control. This one doesn't encroach on this area. This one doesn't encroach in area.
Interesting.
So when you make peace with bandits, they will protect for you the forest you are talking about.
All right, Sheikh.
And they prevent others kidnap, and then gradually and slowly, gradually educate them and civilize them. That's a simple way out.
Thank you very much, Sheikh.
You need to spend money.
I understand that you have other business to attend to.
They say good soup na money maker.
I know. Yes, of course. Good soup. Money. But let's go to Professor Emmanuel Odue Uswe. Professor, yes. Good to have you, Professor.
Hello?
Yes. Good to have you. Good to have you join the conversation.
Yeah, I was also listening carefully.
Go ahead.
Expecting the time. Thank you so much. If you want to deal with an ailment, you do a proper diagnosis of that ailment.
Very good.
What I have noticed about terrorism in Nigeria is that we are denied the basic diagnosis of our problem. the basic diagnosis of a problem here. So many deniers of this diagnosis. For instance, Boko Haram, ISWAP, headers, bandits, most of these terrorist groups are associated with a particular religion. This is a source of worry. But we want to deny this. But the truth is there. And I leave you with your conscience on that. Second, we want to deny the fact that there is a Christian genocide. When we say there is a Christian genocide, I am a Christian. I have suffered directly the killing of my relations by these terrorist groups, some coming in the name of headers. I personally, I don't know whether my other friend had suffered so directly, who is romancing with this terrorist and claiming peace, and the peace is not there. So denial is part of a major problem. If you look at the period about 10, 15 years ago up to now, attempts upon attempts are made to curtail this terrorism, and the number of these terrorist groups are increasing. We started with something like Boko Haram, and then after that, other terrorist groups came in and they are increasing, and these headers, the headers have turned into terrorism, and it's on and on and on. The government is unable to do it. So now, when Trump offered to come and help, he is not coming to kill Muslims. He's not coming to kill Christians. He's to kill terrorists, whether they are Boko Haram, they are ISWAP, or they are headers. I think we should have. Excuse me. Let me conclude that point.
Let me just ask you. It's still within what you're saying, Professor Emmanuel. I was just going to ask, don't you think that would be infringing on the sovereignty of Nigeria? I guess we lost Professor Emmanuel right there. Well, anyway, let me go back to Sheikh Gumi now. Sheikh, it's an interesting conversation. I mean, let me ask you: okay? You talked about if Nigeria reaches an understanding with bandits and give them amnesty, they will now start protecting the forest against terrorist groups like Lakurawa, Wolu, and the rest. Now, which of them, or who are you speaking for, actually? Boko Haram, bandits, and who else are you searching for amnesty on behalf of? Okay, I think we've lost connection to Sheikh Gumi now. Well, let's go back to Benin, where we have Dr. Bright, Oniva Kuka. Dr. Bright, yes. Now, do you think government should allow Nigerians carry arms to defend themselves?
No.
You say yes and no?
Yes.
No? Okay.
Yes. Yes and no. Yes, because, arms, they are weapons of intimidation. So if I have, you don't have, I can use the one I have to intimidate you. But if you know that I have and you have, then we can look for other means if actually we want to be intimidated. Or if you are pointing your gun at somebody and you know that another person could be pointing a gun at you behind, you will be careful. So we'll keep the gun aside, So that's why I said, yes, it could stop. But no, because we really don't it. There are better things, there are better ways we can live if we remove sentiment and we focus on objectivity, it will go a long way to help us. And what are we going to do with the harm to kill ourselves? You know, the arms, they are not something you use a game to play, so it won't be necessary. But there are better options. But what is playing at the moment is because some persons are holding it, and if it is another set of persons, it becomes a crime. You know, some years ago, we go around the town, you see this, some of these people from the north, they go with dagger, and people see it like, oh, that is see a part of their dress code, or it's part of their nature. Some of them will go with this long thing like a sword or something, and we just ignore. Some go with arrow, bow and arrow. Some even hawk it. Some carry the knife and the cell, but we just overlook. Now we've upgraded. If you are going on the road now, a policeman sees you, Fulani person, with dagger, he will start questioning you, asking you questions and so many other things. But these people move with it. So we must come to a point to say we are Nigerians. The laws should treat every one of us in the same way, not with sentiment or maybe any form of discrimination. What is right is right. What is wrong is wrong. Right. So if we have a standard of operation, like you could see some places, they say, okay, there is a sign that beyond this point, you cannot go with arms. So it means nobody goes there with arms. If you now allow some persons to go with arms, why you now stop some other persons, it will create crisis. So that's why I said no.
All right, then. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Brighton Nyogokuka. Let's go back to Port Harcourt, where we have Professor Usue. Professor, I understand that the link timed you out, but it's a good thing that we have you back. Let's have you conclude on your thoughts there. Go ahead. Okay, well, let's go to Port Harcourt now, where we have Sam Kinani joining this conversation. Good morning to you, Engineer Sam Kinani.
Yeah, good morning.
I understand that you've been following the conversation. I do apologize for bringing you in so late in the show, but let's have your thoughts now.
Yeah, I've been following the conversation, and I will have to say that, yeah, Nigeria is a secular society where people have different opinions, and they have the right also to express their opinion, just like Gumi has done. For me, he has only shown that he's an intelligent scholar, but not actually concerned about what is happening in this country. For the fact that there have been genocide, there have been massacre of human beings, be it Christian, be it Muslim, should give him concern, should give every individual concern. And the concern should be, how do we stop these groups, no matter who they call themselves, whether Boko Haram, farmers, headers, ISWAP, and whatsoever. So whenever we have support from any group that can help us stem them out, we should all encourage it. I don't also know if he has gotten any form of interaction of the feelings that people have when your loved ones are killed by either cult group or terrorist group. And so it could only be that he is such a person who has interest in killing. Otherwise, he wouldn't be worrying about negotiating with anybody who kills, any group of people who kills. For the fact that the loss of a human being matters a lot to all of us, regardless of when you are talking about massacre of a whole community, a whole village. I'm worried that no matter what, he still feels so strong in his defense for these people. What kind of negotiation are you going to have with somebody who already has blood in their hands? What kind of negotiation are you going to have with somebody who thinks that killing is a way of life? You will come into a community, whether they are or a church or a mosque, and you see human beings who are praying, worshiping their God, and you massacre them, you kill them. You look at a baby that that are innocent in their way, and then you kill them, and there is no remorse. I don't think there is any form of discussion, there is any form of negotiation that will change such a people. So what I expected Gumi to have done is to align.
Okay, now let's talk about what government should do, not Gumi now. No, what can government, Nigerian government do?
I'm coming to government. I want to start with Gumi.
Okay.
And then when I'm done with Gumi, I will come to government. Because if you look at it again, the Gumi is not an advisor to the government. Gumi does not have a position in the government of Nigeria. So it is a decisive action that we expected from the government to take upon eliminating these people. Gumi, like I started, is just a Nigerian who is expressing his own view, and it is his own right to express his own view. But in expressing his view, that is why I decided to talk about him. He should have concern for human life. He should have concern for the dead. Then coming to the government, I think our government is not ready to eliminate the so-called terrorist group, in the sense that America has offered support for the fact that they couldn't do it. And instead of us to embrace it and give terms and say, yes, this has been a menace in our society and you have come in now. Let's work together to see how we can deal on this situation, whether they like it or not. I have seen that the statement of America has actually galvanized some form of activities towards the elimination of these terrorists in this country. Our government is not ready, and it's simply simple. As simple as we can all understand, for the fact that, one, the presidency itself is afraid of this fight, because all the people around the presidency who are supposed to advise him in that direction to eliminate Boko Haram and every other forces are not talking towards that direction. You either see them be more concerned about what is happening within the south and the east, instead of the concern about what is happening in the north. Two, we understand that there are a lot of financial gains, resources that they are also gaining from the activities that is happening in the north. From what we hear about what the Chinese are doing, coming into Nigeria to mine and cut them away without proper documentation. So those people who are working around the presidency are also gaining from this. Three.
Das hier ist der neue Volkswagen Tiguan und ich nehme mich jetzt mal mit. Hier, wir haben hier die Airline. Ich finde das sehr schön gestaltet.
Around the presidency are also gaining from this. Three. If there is peace in the north, I assure you there will be peace in Nigeria. And for them not wanting peace to be in Nigeria, they will continue in a way that there will be problem in the north, because it spills over. And now that it's spilling over to the middle belt and coming from the middle belt to the southeast and even into the south of the country, I think they feel better. So the government is expected to take a stand decision and send out our armies down there. We have the Air Force, we have the soldiers, let them go down there. We have the Navy, let them go down there, wherever they come from, and fight them at their camp. Fight them in their forest.
Well,
fight them and not allowing them to have access into the community.
So, my people, that is it. And Nigerians are reacting concerning what Sheikh Gumi said in this particular interview. So this person said, Sheikh Gumi's warning is nothing but coded protection for terrorists, claiming that U.S. intervention will provoke more violence is absurd when terrorists is already buying Christians, overrunning villages, burning churches, and even attacking military bases without any foreign involvement. His statement exposes the real problem. Instead of condemning the killers, he is more worried about anything that threatens them. U.S. action wouldn't provoke terrorists. It would expose and dismantle them. And that is why people like Gumi are panicking. If Nigeria had dealt with terrorism decisively, nobody would have been talking about foreign help today. It is years of excuses, appeasement, and covert sympathizers that created this mess, not America. And this person said, this man is too small to decide and speak on behalf of the country. We do not want terrorists. They deserve death. just the way they have killed a lot of people in this country. The Muslims have no right to tell the government how to deal with terrorists. We have a law already. This is absolutely bullshit and disgraceful. And this person said, it is a lie. I have many Nigerian Muslims friends that support the idea if due process is followed, because the insecurity has been compromised by insiders and government knows them. And another person said, for this man to still have courage to defend terrorists to the face of Nigerians, it means our government has failed. I weep for this country. This is what Muslim ticket gets you. Nigerians are so gullible. We never learn, especially the Christians. I just don't get this level of bewitchment. These guys are cooking something. There are many things this guy isn't saying, but if you are sensitive, you will know. And this person said, there is problem, and this man here is inciting violence on the country. I expect an elder like him to be wise enough to know that those killers have no place in our society, but justifying their actions is a threat to the existence of our country. And this person said, the more reason why Gumi should be arrested. He is a terrorist sympathizer and by extension, a terrorist. My people, that is it. I hope you guys heard what Nigerians are saying concerning this particular interview from Sheikh Gumi. Honestly, indeed, if Nigeria is a country, yes, by now they're supposed to invite this man, investigate, and also ask him some questions. Yes, if truly that Nigeria government want to stop this insecurity in Nigeria. Yes, my people, so make I bring this update to you guys. I don't know what you think. I would love you guys to share the video, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't, and also leave your thoughts in the comment section as always. Thank you so much everyone for watching. I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to Shamra Senior Steve.